Our top story today, the annual NATO summit has just wrapped up in Madrid. Talks there, of course, have focused on the war in Ukraine in the wake of the Russian invasion. Leaders pledging solidarity and, in the case of France and the United States, renewed military support as well. Now, one of the key agreements at the summit was wanted to allow Finland and Sweden to join. It was Turkey that had initially held up their requests, but a deal was reached over the extradition of Kurdish militants to Turkey. Here's a bit of what President Erdogan had to say about that this afternoon.
The memorandum that we had signed altogether is a beacon which shows us that Turkey's concerns had been appreciated and understood. With no doubts, this memorandum is a diplomatic triumph that was accomplished after a very trying period of negotiations for Turkey and for our nation. With the trilateral memorandum, we are going to observe a full cooperation in fighting against PKK and its affiliates. We will see full solidarity in fighting against all forms and all types of terrorism that would reveal themselves.
So how is this deal being viewed in the Nordic countries themselves? Let's ask Paul Rise, who's in Malmö, Sweden, for us today. Paul, the deal has been hailed in Turkey and in Sweden by the diplomatic authorities there, but there are Swedish Kurds who are really quite upset. Tell us why.
Well, yes, they are. They're certainly not seeing it as a diplomatic success of any kind. They're seeing it very much as a betrayal. We don't know the individual cases of the Kurds that are on this list that Turkey has and that the Swedish security service SÄPO has, but certainly the ones that are talking to the press say that they felt secure in Sweden. They felt able to give their opinion on Turkey in Sweden and Turkey's handling of the Kurdish question, and they don't feel able to do that anymore. So Sweden has, like for many other countries, been a place of security, a place of comfort for people around the world who feel themselves to be vulnerable in their homelands, and they feel that has disappeared. Some of the MPs who are Kurdish in the Swedish parliament have said that people have been contacting them asking if they are on this list. So it's certainly been a very hard week for Kurdish Swedes.
And Turkey has been threatening to veto Sweden's membership of NATO if it doesn't honour its side of the deal on extraditions, for example. How has that impacted how the Swedish public feel about joining NATO?
Well, I think we saw that the opinion polls on NATO membership really shot up after the Russian invasion of Ukraine. But many Swedes who decided that they did in fact support NATO membership went against their ideals to do so. It was a pragmatic decision. And I think dealing with Turkey, signing this agreement that sort of opens the door more to extraditions from Sweden has led many Swedes to feel similar to how Kurdish Swedes are feeling about it, to feel that it is something of a betrayal. Some of the major parties in Parliament have come out and feel that the ruling party, the Social Democrats, have done the wrong thing here. They're probably less likely to support Magdalena Andersson's government in future. And indeed, what's perhaps most interesting to see what happens is that there's a wildcard member of Parliament, an independent member of Parliament, who is of Kurdish background and has sought assurances from Magdalena Andersson's government that they won't make these sort of concessions to Turkey, and that has enabled the government to get through some of its laws and to defend no confidence motions against its ministers. So whether that support will still be forthcoming and how the government deals with that over the coming weeks, we'll have to see.
We will indeed. Paul Rise for us there in Malmö, Sweden. Thanks very much.